Hi you guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad. This is the Firefighter's Financial Toolbox. I love questions, and when I get questions, I try to answer them. So today's video is in response to a question from a subscriber named Roberto, who asked me, he says, financials are super discounted this year. Would I consider doing a video on financials and healthcare sectors for dividend stocks? Well, you guys, first of all, I think it's easier to do it. First of all, I think if you're just getting into dividend investing, picking stocks is hard. So I'm going to go through 3 dividend ETFs that are financial sector based. So the first one we're going to talk about is the State Street Spider Financial Sector ETF. That's ticker symbol XLF. Now, first thing that I noticed that I really like about this fund is it's got a nice low expense ratio, 0.13%, so 13 basis points. This is the largest financial sector ETF, you guys, out there. If we take a look at the valuations, you see that it's got a nice PE ratio of just 17.15. And the dividend currently, it gives an annual dividend of 60 cents per share, which breaks down to be 2.55%. Now, looking at the top 15 holdings, Berkshire Hathaway B shares, JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citigroup, BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, American Express, we got some Morgan Stanley. Now, the one thing I don't like about this fund, you guys, is it only has 67 holdings total. But, and the thing about it, the top 15, they make up 53.68% of the fund. So it's got a lot of good companies, but it is somewhat limited. Now, that's not to say it's not a good ETF. As I said, this is the largest financial sector ETF by daily trade volume by far. Okay, the second we're going to look about is the Vanguard Financials ETF. That's ticker symbol VFH. Now, again, as always, fees are important for me. Now, this one has a nice low expense ratio of 0.10, so 10 basis points. This one is the second largest ETF for financial sectors on a regular trade volume per day. If we look at the valuation of VFH, we see that it's got a really nice low PE ratio of 12.0 and a dividend of $1.60 annually. So that breaks down to be 2.74% for a dividend yield. Not too shabby. Once again, if we look at the top 15 holdings, number 1, Berkshire Hathaway, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citigroup, BlackRock, American Express. Pretty similar to the first one, right? Except when we look at the total number of holdings, we see that it's actually 413 as opposed to 67. So we've got a lot more diversity through naturally having more companies. And those top 10 make up only 41% of this fund. All right, third one we're going to look at is Fidelity MSCI Financials ETF. Now, this one is actually the lowest cost at 0.08% for an expense ratio, you guys, 8 basis points. So very, very inexpensive. Again, this is the 5th or 6th largest financials ETF. There were a couple before it, but remember I told you I like low cost, and those were over 30 basis points, and in some cases they were in the 40s. So a little too expensive for my blood and my personal take. Doesn't mean they're not good, just not my thing. Now, this is ticker symbol FNCL. Now, the valuation of the FNCL, currently it has a PE of 13.81, which is nice and low. Good thing about all of these ETFs, you guys, is they have nice low PEs. All right, this one pays an annual dividend of 97 cents per share, which gives it an annual dividend yield of 2.86%. So it's actually the highest dividend yield payer of the 3. If we take a look at the top 15 holdings, again, you guys, they look almost the same. Berkshire Hathaway, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citigroup, BlackRock, American Express, Goldman Sachs, But we see at the bottom that this fund actually has a total of 352 holdings. So again, in some cases, more is better because we have more, our eggs spread into a bigger basket, right? And we see that the top 10 holdings from this fund actually make up about 41.39%. So pretty similar to the Vanguard ETF. Now, which one would you guys pick? Well, it's pretty simple to me. If I was in the Vanguard family, which I am, I would pick the Vanguard Financials ETF. If I wanted one that was a little bit more easily traded, I would probably go with the State Street Spider Fund because it is the largest ETF in that sector. If I was Fidelity, I would take advantage of that low-cost ETF and pay just 8 basis points. Anyway, you guys, lots of considerations coming in. If you're talking about financials and you want to invest in individual stocks, I personally hold Bank of America and JP Morgan Chase. But you could invest in Citigroup, you could invest in Visa. I actually hold Visa as well. You can invest in American Express. But my caution to you is if you do get into individual stocks, you guys, please do your homework. Don't just do it because some guy on the internet, on YouTube, said this is a good choice. I always give you options. I never give you advice. So I hope you guys got something out of this. If you did, do me a favor. Give me that thumbs up. Really helps. Really helps my algorithm. Gets my videos out to more people, which is what I want. If you're not already subscribed, you guys, do me that big favor. Hit that red button, ring the bell. You get notified every time I make a video. All right, we'll see you again. Thanks.